Hello everyone, this is Raghu. Welcome to the Salesforce Trailhead video series. In this video, we'll try to understand the permission sets. So basically in Salesforce, whenever we want to restrict our the usage of a specific user uh, to a specific app or an object, or whenever we want to give permissions, so we use basically these permission sets. So let's try to give the permissions for our specific component and the app to a user. So remember, like when we created the app, we gave only the permissions for a system administrator to view that. Okay, so now in this scenario, let's go ahead and create some permissions so that like any user with that specific set of permissions can access that app. Okay, go by. Let's go ahead and go to our we don't we can just, I think, yeah, go back to the setup and click on the home page, and on the home page click on permission sets. So in the permission sets we need to create like I will be creating a new permission set. So just go ahead and say new. Say for this I say conference app user. So who are the intended target users who can use this app? So say conference app user, and the API name gets populated automatically, and leave everything as is and click on save. Okay, now the permission set is created. So in this, let's make some changes. So let's assign an app. Okay, so in this I'm going to select a specific app, whatever is selected for me. So in this, let's one second, permission set, yeah, conference app user. Okay, so let me check this once. Yes, yeah, click on assigned apps and click on edit and select our conference app. Okay, here we go. So this is the app, and click on save. So this permission set has an access to the conference app that we have created now. Okay, that is done. The first thing is done. So what are all the assigned apps? So we have assigned our app. Now the next step that we need to do is give some object settings. So in this object, we will go ahead and say, click on the speakers, control F, search for, let me increase the size, reset. Okay, hope it looks good now. So click on the speakers. So in these speakers we need to make sure that we give the edit permission so that they can edit and all that stuff. So click on edit. So select the tab settings, available and visible. Select read, create, edit, and delete. So just don't, really don't prefer to give like modify all, so that like if we give modify all, they can delete or change others people's stuff, one person. So we don't prefer that. So just give those read, edit, delete permissions, and then they can edit their bio, they can edit their email address, their first name, their last name, and their picture. Okay, so all these things, picture path, they can edit. So click on save. The same is the case like in here. Now go back to object settings again. So we have made changes to one object. Now look for the other object, session. So again click on, oh, what happened, just sorry, let me go back. Okay, I'm in a session object, click on edit. Make sure that these are available, visible. delete, and give access to the description, the level, and session start date. Okay, so click on save. And now go back to object settings again and look for the session speakers and click edit, read, create, edit, and delete. Okay, so all the permissions are given here. Click save. Now understand what exactly we have done here. So we have created, let me just go back to the permission set overview. We have created a permission set, and the permission set name we gave as like the conference app user. So that conference app user, I'm telling that, so anyone who has this permission set can edit or can access these assigned apps. So we have assigned one app and assigned some objects. In the object settings, we said like, okay, when they access that app, they have like the session object and speaker object. What exactly they can do? They can view it, modify it, delete their own data and stuff. So this is what we gave permissions. Now the next step that we are going to do here is we are going to create a new user who can access this. So for that, select user, and yeah, users. This is the link here, users. Click on that users link, and then here create a new user. Okay, I so clicked on new user. So in that new user, all we need to do is like we need to use a specific name so that like that user can log in and modify the data. So I say Ben Affleck. And then the most important thing is the email address. The email address is exactly the same email address that you are using. Okay, for this account, and the username must be unique. Okay, the username can be anything. So I say Ben dot Affleck at the rate of it can be anything, and whatever nickname you wanna give, anything is fine. Now, the next step that we are going to do here is we are going to give a specific user license as Salesforce license and the profile as the standard user. Okay, so whenever we say like the user license mostly defines and the profile mostly defines like what exactly the users have access to, and the other users can view and stuff. Okay, so now the next step is just save the user. Okay. So now once you save the user, the next step that we need to do here is there are two things that we need to understand here. As and when, okay, I should have shown everyone, but as and when we click on save, if you scroll down to the bottom, there would be an option which says like generate a new password for this user to log in. Okay, so if we check our Gmail, there will be a mail which should have been sent for a password reset for this user to log in. Okay, that's the first step. So we'll do that, but before that there is one more step that we are going to do here. So what we are going to do is we are going to change or give a permission to this user. So for that, click on the permission set for Ben Affleck and click edit assignment, and the permission here I'm trying to give here is conference app user permission. Save. So now anytime Ben logs in, he can have that permission set and can see our app. So let me go back to our Gmail. Okay, so this was the email that we got for that specific user. This is the user. So it's asking for a password. Say change password. And see, we have logged into the system now. Okay, and we have logged into the system as Ben Affleck, and he has access to this conference management app. Okay, or what we can do is we can always go back to our previous tab where he has Ben Affleck is written here. Just refresh this screen. If you refresh the screen, we will be able to see that some of the changes has taken effect. Let me go back and log out. Okay, so once I log out, okay, it's in classic mode. Let me switch back to the lightning experience. Go to setup. Click on user. User. Go to users. Okay, so now we have this user Ben Affleck also. So copy his ID. So once you copy his ID, what we can do is we can log out from this user, and we can log in back as Ben Affleck. Okay, we're able to log in as a Ben and make any changes, create records or anything like a session. If you have a session like a Java basics session and you have a related speaker, you want to add a new speaker or anything like Dan Appleman or David Liu or anyone. If you want to add, you can add. So it means like we have basically given a permission to the specific user Ben Affleck so that he can log in and make some changes in our app. So he can create delete records and he can modify the records and everything. Okay. So let's go ahead and validate this stuff. Looks like it's taking some time to validate. Okay, there you go. So we have successfully completed this module, and thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.